channel, or welcome if you're new here. I just gave you guys an updated morning routine, and now I'm going to give you guys an updated nighttime routine on what it looks like for us now with a almost 2-year-old toddler and a 3-week-old newborn. So obviously every night is not the same, but this is just kind of what a typical night is like for us here in the Decker household. Our nighttime routines begin with dinner. Christopher will go and do the dishes and I'll start cooking, and I usually like to start cooking by 6:30 p.m. I just fed and changed Ashlyn, so I set her in a swing so I can have both hands available instead of having to try and do things while holding her on my hip. So we'll see how that goes. So we head to the kitchen and start getting started on dishes and dinner. Tonight we are having a pot roast, which has been in the crock pot all day, as you can see. So I just went ahead and mixed that up a bit and made sure it was ready. This is one of our top favorite meals in this house, and I'm just making some white rice to go along with it really fast. I try to help whenever I can, and since I wasn't busy right now and Ashlyn was actually chilling in her swing, I went over to help him out by rinsing and putting everything into the strainer after he washed them. Man, do I wish we had a dishwasher though, because me and him both hate having to do dishes, but he usually does them now. So I went ahead and fixed myself a drink. And once dinner's done cooking, I will fix our plates. Take all of our plates over to the table so we can sit down and eat together. I get London up into her little booster seat so that she can eat with us as well. Ashlyn was no longer calm in the swing, so as you can see, I'm having to hold her here while I eat dinner, which I have to do most nights. But, you know, as a mom, you learn to multitask and you learn to eat with a baby on your lap and stuff like that. But here we are, just eating our dinner. We like to make this time a time without our phones so we can just sit and enjoy dinner together and talk and not have any distractions. And then here is a moment where London starts getting sassy, so...
Really?
Once we're finishing up with dinner, I start getting our plates to the sink. I would like to be those kinds of people who clean up dinner immediately, but that just doesn't work for us, so yeah, we usually leave it for the next day. But we do at least rinse things off so that there's not food stuck to it everywhere. After dinner is bath time, which tonight is bath night for both girls. London usually gets a bath like every night, but I try to only bathe Ashlyn around twice a week. So Christopher takes London to the bathroom to wash her tonight. Usually whoever is the least busy will bathe her, but I was currently feeding Ashlyn before giving her a bath, so Christopher did it tonight. Once she's done with her bath, they will go pick out her pajamas. And then she gets dressed for bed with her diaper and her jammies, as we call them in this house. And then she gets her hair brushed, even though she's just gonna sleep on it and make it a mess anyways, which she definitely did. Really quick, I just took my Hakka to the kitchen to pour it into this little bottle so I can put it in the fridge. Usually after every session, I will pour it into a bottle and keep it in the fridge, and once the bottle gets full, I will transfer it to a bag and put it in the freezer. Since Ashlyn does get a bath tonight, I went and grabbed her tub out of the bathroom because I decided to do it in the sink today, just because it's easier to reach, and the sink was empty, so I had room. I then went to her room to grab her some pajamas, so I just got her a little under onesie, some socks, and a sleeper. I then went back to the living room to set it down so it was ready whenever she was done, and got out her diaper and brush and her lotion, so everything is ready. Now I'm just filling up her tub while Christopher has her in the living room, making sure the water temperature is good and everything. Since she is a newborn, she doesn't really get dirty, and too many baths can dry their skin out, so most nights I just wipe her down before bed. But like I said, tonight is an actual bath night for her. Once her tub was full, Christopher brought her into me, and she had pooped, so there was us trying to clean her up before putting her in the tub, and he set her in there for me to bathe her. She wasn't too happy about her bath tonight. Sometimes she'll be calm for like at least half of it, but not tonight. She was very mad pretty much the entire time, so I try to be as quick as possible, but still be thorough, because you don't want them to start smelling like sour milk or anything. up and just try and calm her down a bit before I have to take her into the living room and piss her off again by getting her dressed. Now that she's all clean, I take her into the living room to get her all lotioned up and dressed for bed, which she hates this part as well, as you can see. Poor thing. I try to be quick because I hate listening to her cry while doing this stuff, and it's just so sad, but you gotta do it. I then went to let the dogs out to use the bathroom one more time. As you can see, it's only about 8 o'clock and bedtime is 9, so we still have a little bit of time left to relax before heading to the room. So usually we'll have some dessert. Tonight we are having this banana pudding that I made the other day. We absolutely love banana pudding, and I make a pretty good banana pudding if I do say so myself. We then chill on the couch some and eat our dessert and watch some TV for a little bit. It's nearing bedtime. I went to change into pajamas really quickly while Christopher had both the girls occupied in the living room. I then headed to the bathroom and I washed my face. I then put my oil on my face, rub that in. I put some face cream on top of that just so that my skin is just extra moisturized because it does get very dry. And I then went and brushed my teeth since I'm done eating for the night. Once I finished with my teeth, I tried to brush London's, but she has wanted to be very independent lately and do it herself, which she doesn't know how to do a thorough job yet, so I try to get them first and then I'll let her do it, which she fought very hard tonight, as you can see. But I got them good enough, and then finally I gave it to her so she could brush them herself, which made her happy. I then kicked her back out of the bathroom and brushed my hair out so that I could put it up and keep it out of my face all night, because honestly I hate having my hair down because it just gets everywhere and it gets in the baby's face and all that jazz. Then I went and started grabbing all of my stuff that I need for my nighttime feeds and everything. So I grabbed the boppy pillow, the Hacka, my nipple shields, and an extra bottle, and I just took that back to the bedroom really quick while I still had my hands free. Otherwise, I have to do it while holding Ashlyn, and it takes 10 times more trips. I also filled my water cup so that I would have a full cup for the night, because breastfeeding makes you so thirsty. I'm constantly chugging water. As I said before, 9 p.m. is bedtime. bedtime in our house, so around that time Christopher will go to the kitchen to fix London her cup of milk. So here he is doing that. Once everything is ready, I let the dogs back in and we head back to the bedroom. London will climb in bed and throw off all of those decorative pillows. And then she starts getting comfy, and there's Cleo also trying to get comfy. So Christopher hands her her milk, gives her a kiss, and I get the extra comforter out because the thing we have on the bed is too thin. And I climb in bed and start turning the TV on. He then kisses us all goodnight before he heads downstairs, because at night he likes to play video games, so he comes to bed a lot later than all of us. So I'm just getting Netflix ready, getting my show on. I'm currently watching NCIS. I'm late to the game, I know. I will then feed Ashlyn if she's hungry, but she just ate not that long ago, so she wasn't hungry at this time, so instead I just rocked her to sleep a little bit. Once London finishes her cup of milk, she will hand it to me so I can put it up, and then she lays down to go to sleep. Keep Ashlyn in bed with me since I'm still awake. So while those two sleep, I will usually lay in bed on my phone for a bit until Ashlyn wakes up for one of her first nighttime feeds, which, as you can see, she's starting to wake up now. So here's where we start getting into what a full night with a newborn looks like, which tonight ended up being an easier night. So she starts to wake up around 12 a.m. and first thing I always do is change her. Ignore me fussing with the camera so much because it would not stay still on the trash can that I had it set up on. When she is changed, I will feed her really quickly. So she can go to bed. And I started to get her swaddle ready and realized that she was pooping. Not even 20 minutes after I had just changed her. So then I had to let her finish that up and change her again. Actually put her in her swaddle, so here I am putting her in her little swaddle me up, and then I try to rock her to sleep so that I can set her into her crib. I don't like to do it when she's awake, otherwise she just grunts and gets upset. Asleep, I will set her back down into her crib down there and turned the light off, and as you can see, it was almost 1 a.m. by the time I finally got to go to sleep. And then she woke me up at 5 to eat, which is actually pretty good for her. Usually she wakes up twice a night, but last night she only woke up 1 time. So I woke up and grabbed her out of her bed so that I could change and feed her again. Our night schedule was a little off tonight because she did eat before her bath. Usually she'll eat at 9 when we go to bed, and then she'll wake up around 12 to eat, and then she usually wakes up around 3 and again at like 6. As you can see, Christopher's in bed now, but I honestly don't know what time he ended up coming to bed. But I'm changing Ashlyn really quick, like I always do. So I'm getting my hacker ready and getting her latched on and whatnot and messing with my app like I talked to you guys about in the last video. And then I just sit there and scroll through TikTok to keep me awake, because if you don't know, breastfeeding releases a hormone that makes you super duper tired, so sometimes it's really hard to stay awake while breastfeeding. When she finishes, I get her off, and there I am checking how much I had in my Hacka so I could enter it in for my inventory, and then I pour it into a bottle so it doesn't get spilt or anything like that. And if Ashlyn is still hungry, sometimes I will give her what I poured into that bottle, but tonight she was good after just nursing. And then I try to burp her, and she ended up spitting up on me a little bit. So I just wiped that off. I used a baby wipe because my burp rag was nowhere to be found in that moment. So yeah, just had to grab a wipe really quick and wipe me and her off. It wasn't a lot, just a little tiny bit, but you know. When she's burped, I swaddle her back up and get her cozy in there. Once she's all swaddled up, I will then once again rock her to sleep so she can go back into her crib. And this last feeding before we wake up for the day, she usually tries to fight going back to sleep right after. And here's me looking for a passy because I could not find it. But she does tend to fight going back to sleep for a little bit after this feeding. So it took a little bit longer for me to get her to go back to sleep, but eventually I do, and I put her back into her bassinet for the night, and she'll usually wake up again around 10 to eat, and then that's when we get up for the day. And that is what our nighttime routine as a family is, as well as an entire night with a breastfed newborn. Enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment below. Subscribe to the channel before you go if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
My scars start to heal when I'm with you, and I can't explain how I feel. When I'm with you, just give a little bit of your heart, give a little bit of your heart to me.